What's going on, everybody? Jameseyyy here, back for another part of BIOMUTANT. Same as earlier, guys, I'm still feeling quite rough, so commentary will be limited. So sit back and enjoy. Cheers.
They've been waiting for you. Taking control of this fort will bring peace between your tribes. You better be. A tribe's fort is a bigger challenge than an outpost. The plan is to fling you over the wall with a sling lobber. However, he wants you to secure a hard hat first, should anything go wrong. It's better you go and find one for yourself. It can't be too much trouble, though. It's one size fits all. Wood scrap. The one kind of scrap you could actually still find growing. Heads up, that's Peak Spot. A great place to watch the world from. Who knows who might be watching you? Flex those arms. That's something. A ring dinger from the yesterdays. A thingamabob. It seems the keys need to be in sequence to make the ring dinger work. So, the technology from yesterdays is still here today, even if its message is getting old. Nighttime is the better time for lots of things. It's time to set the rival tribe free. Inflict as little damage as possible as you make your way through to their Sifu. Convincing the Sifu that peace between your tribes is the only way you'll all survive won't be easy. He doubts the Sifu will give up without a fight. That's a fire starter. The dry grass looks like it would ignite easily. You just need to create a spark to light a fire. It burns brighter than the light. As long as you're happy about it. A smart foe would leave now. Swing, parry, dodge. This is an epic already. How it ends is up to you. The battering bonker looks like a great way to get through the gate. Bet you just need to knock and it'll open up. That's bonkers. The Netra tribe values liberty and is striving to protect freedom. They want to continue with each tribe being responsible for their own and believe that uniting the tribes is the only way you can survive. He was hoping it wouldn't end this way. There's no reason to fight instead of uniting. It would be fighting over nothing. He just needs a logical reason to trust you with the fort and fate of his tribe. If fight is all you do, he can't stand by you. He recognizes the strength of a good argument and agrees it's for the best. He'll give up the fort to you. The rival Sifu is defeated, and the destiny of their tribe is in your hands. You are free to choose their fate, but not free from the consequences of your choice. He'll leave it up to you to decide the fate of the rival Sifu, but suggests you be merciful. Do good. Thinks it's a good gesture to offer support to others when you can see that they need it. And with that, you're spinning your own fate, good or bad, never to be undone. Side by side they'll stand until order and stability is reinstituted. He's gotten news that the other tribes have realized there are no winners in this war. There's no purpose in antagonism. All three of them believe your tribe has grown strong enough to unite them. It's clear your efforts have been successful. There's light at the end of the tunnel. The tribes are tired of war and will remember the one who brought them peace, whether you decide it'll be now or later. So, do you want to end the war now or continue the crusade? He agrees. Better save your energy for something meaningful.
Oh, so is that it then, all the tribes? Oh, at least we don't have to go through all the conquest of the other ones. That saves us a lot of time. So now we're going to go see Out of Date.
It's the Netra claw chain. The air is dry here. He knows things that you need to know. This day is as good as it's going to get. The yerp fields, where the echo of your actions resounds clearer than any other place you'll find. There it is, the tree of life. The idea that all life is related by common descent, where the twigs are existing species and those produced in the past represent the succession of the extinct. The tree's great branches were once budding twigs, a connection between the past, present, and future. A representation of all extinct and living species with its ever-branching and beautiful ramifications. We are an evolution of those that came before. That's some sharp wood scrap there. Watch for splinters. Let's see. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. You can't wait to get out, can you? Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds. You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility. He can sense that your heart beats steadily and acknowledges that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree without roots. What do you think his are? He's the one that's called Out of Date, remember? Out of Date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone. Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things. If you continue to do good, good will follow you. If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So he's prepared for the worst, something he calls the Ark. Two sides to everything, but for him it would be devastating if you were forced to use the Ark to escape while the world crumbled. Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees. He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, Decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core.
Iboda Kilmok.
The contamination disrupted what we now know as Ki energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate.
Papa Mofubak.
He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head.
Setuatan Pop Kila.
It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real.
Nuka. Nuburak.
He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground.
Loma Utulu. Ba. Yowo.
The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out.
Loma Utulu. Ba. Yowo.
The Ark has room for 4 more, and he trusts you'll apply wisdom to your compassion and choose whom to save if the world comes to end.
Ko bubuye buy.
He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark, in the event of a cataclysm.
Mpa. Wherefore. Where?
Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy.
Yamolowo.
He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Goop in the southeast.
Yamolowo.
Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Goop.
Bubuko von Yunyu.
He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Goop and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That's the sound of impending doom. Out of Date's premonitions of imminent disaster are true. The Porkypuff needs to be handled.
Loma Toaha.
Out of Date says that Goop is worried now that the Southeast World Eater is stepping up its activity.
Boyobut Paikatawa.
He explains that Goop is working on a goo-gliding vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done.
Vunko Vuntu.
Out of Date suggests that you should head southeast as fast as possible and see what you can do to help.
Far Kobemako to far Titaba.
He wonders what's on your mind.
Setuatan Pop Kila.
Says goodbye to you. Sun's fading. That there's Subnautica Station. Goop flounders around in there. Seems like there's a whole world of adventure out there. Let's see. Says it's good to see you again. He's Goop. You might remember him from the old days when he tried to teach you how to swim. Goop says you were always so righteous as a child, and he can still feel it, even at a distance. Goop says memories fade surprisingly fast. We are all pieces of what we remember. It's only together we can remember the story as it was. He knows he's easy to remember. There's no one out there as cuckoo as him. He's one of a kind. He understands you've returned to face Lupa-Lupin. That's the destiny you've been carrying within yourself all these years. He says that the catastrophe back then didn't vanquish the good in you. It's still there, as bright as when you were a child. Now the time has come for you to remember and act. Your life is your life, not the story you're told about it. He thinks that's the right thing to do. It's only when you have forgiven that you'll find peace.
The light shines on!
Better isn't the word I would use.
Right, not better. Best.
You're the worst.
The worst of being the worst. We're just the best.
Can hardly believe the world is going to make it. Wonders what that's going to do to the goo. Thanks you for doing everything you could to de-goop the surf. Thinks the Myriad made a good match with you. You're both like sunshine on the surf. But hey, back to the goo. Knows yesterday is already gone. It's what you do today and tomorrow that'll move you forward. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the Subnautica Station, as the pollution has worn down the insulation of his suit. So you must salvage enough scrap to fix up his goo glide, starting with the old wreck box outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the goo glide strong enough to fight the Porky Puff. It's not that it won't keep your head above the surface, but it needs improving to carry you across the thick goo out by the Porky Puff. As long as karma exists, the world changes, and we change with it.
shocking.
It's surprisingly bug-free underground. Too tight, and the rope tips. Someone took pride in making this.
That made literally no sense whatsoever.
Itchy trigger finger. Toxanol's offshore drilling caused oily matter to spread with the rain and contaminate both the groundwater and open surf. The long-lasting effect this had on the evolution of wildlife was, as we know now, the only reason we came to exist. Yeah, the future is in your hands, so take care of it. Yuck! Biohazard. Sickening. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. He's got the goo glide functional. You'll have a pull hook and a salvage net, but no armor, and an engine strong enough to break through the thick goo further out. There are lots of valuables left behind on the surf floor that the salvage net will enable you to haul. You just need to find the right spots. Goop says Gizmo's devised a cannon for the goo glide, but instead of bullets, it flips quacks. Squeaky distractions for the triple attentive porky puff, which will give you time to get yourself in position. The best way to find quacks is to talk to Gulp. He has the bearings of the surf archipelago and knows where the quacks like to float. This means you'll have the privilege of visiting Gulp in the Sinky Dink. He'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find quacks. He's not sure, but the quacks are probably a leftover from a cargo surfer that went under in the olden days. The squeaky material must have made them surface when their box broke.
Okay guys, I'm actually going to leave it there, so next time we will probably be fighting the Porky Puff, the next World Eater. So thank you all so much for watching, and take care, cheers.